Again, my name is Eric Auger here. I am going to be your co-host this afternoon with Patrick Phillips. Patrick and I have been doing this for a few weeks here. I think it's about 12, 13 years that we've been doing these webinars. So we love doing them. We try to make it as fun as possible, as comical as possible, but as also as educational as possible for what you do. So it won't be such a boring hour of your time here. So, and you'll find out that this hour will go by fairly quickly. So let me share with you a little bit about American Business Systems. Obviously, ABS has been around over 28 years, going into their 29th year, come to 2023. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the next year, because the next year after that, they turn 30. And what an incredible business opportunity that I've been a part of, is how it's helped us, blessed our family. Yes, we've had a couple of medical billing companies through ABS, so I know that it works. It has launched me in some other things that I love being able to do, like doing the webinars for you. But it's opened up some new doors and opportunities. Everything that you do in the medical field, it's amazing what this will do. But it all starts with a billing platform system such as iClaim and EMRX and what it does there. Our system is a cloud-based system, so it's nothing you have to load on your computer, so you don't have to get this stack of DVDs to try to figure out where to plug these things in. And it's also made and powered by a great company called NextGen. NextGen has been around for a very long time. Actually, NextGen, the platform that you're looking at, NextGen actually went and bought from another company that was started by two doctors. It's an incredible story. But we've been around with iClaim, gosh, for about 14, 15 years now. But along with NextGen, we are also partnered with a lot of other different technology partners that we'll talk about again this afternoon. So as you're getting involved with us here at American Business Systems, we do have everything that you need to get the business started, to be successful in it, with the training and with the support that we're going to talk with you about, because we're supported by an organization called MIRMA. MIRMA is the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. They are the ones that will, after you get through with training, they were the ones that will sign off on you to be a certified medical revenue manager. And so that's the initials you can put after your name, CMRM, a certified medical revenue manager. And so you're going to get all the credentials that you're going to need, that you're going to need to get launched in the medical business here with American Business Systems. Let me introduce you again to Patrick. Patrick, some of you might have known for the last couple of weeks or months that you've been looking into us. But he and his wife, Linda, started this a little over 30 years ago, because Linda was actually doing billing for a doctor. They knew somebody, and the doctor says, "Hey, Linda, wants a little part-time work?" And she goes, "Well, of course, why not?" She was, at that time, a homeschool mom, when homeschool was not cool, but is as cool as it is now. So they're not only pioneers in what they do here with business, but also in that homeschool realm. But from there, Patrick says, "Hey, honey, I think we've got a business opportunity that we can teach others how to do this." And so he's written books to help you understand what's going on. The one, How to Reprogram Yourself for Success, is a great book that we can certainly talk about this afternoon. But the other two books are marketing books that you would have here getting launched in your business here. So it's a great opportunity for you to utilize more than just business cards with marketing your business. And he's also, along with Adam Phillips, who is now the CEO of American Business Systems, they are both contributing editorial members there for a magazine called the Billing and Coding Advantage magazine. And Patrick, without any further delay, let's bring you on here. You got some nice credentials there.
Hey, well, you know what? I just have been around so long, you get involved in stuff like the BC magazine. They invited me to be on their editorial board and contribute some articles. So I started doing that. But it's not because I want the accolades. For example, I wrote those books because I wanted to help people,
Sure.
And so anyway, I'm just thrilled that people show up on these webinars. And we've got a good one today. A lot of people are concerned about failing in business, aren't they?
All the time. I think that's probably, if outside of a couple of other questions that we get, probably that's the biggest one. Patrick, how many people have failed? Has anybody else failed in this business in medical billing? So before we even get there, let's answer that question. Has anybody failed at doing medical billing?
Absolutely, they failed at it. Now, let me tell you why. That, I'm trying to be upfront with people. There are people that start businesses and then don't ask me why, Eric. I mean, this is a big investment. Our license fee is about $29,000.
Right.
It's like a franchise fee to get started. It includes all the training and support and lifetime membership on our Facebook group and so forth. But they still somehow set it aside sometimes because other things in life, are pressing. Maybe somebody's getting married or somebody has to make a trip overseas or something, and they'll put it on the shelf. Now, the nice thing is, since we have lifetime support, we've had people come back to us a year later, 2 years, 3 years, even 10 years later, Eric, and say,
Right.
look, I didn't get this business started, but I think this is the right time and the right place. And will you help me? And of course, we help them. We do whatever we can to get
Absolutely.
them going as soon as we
Yeah.
can, and no charge.
Well, the great thing about it is, I mean, one of the things we'll talk at the very end is that you can talk with other business owners with American Business Systems, and they're going to tell you where they failed. And so people fail all the time. And, it always happens in any business. I think what people really want to know about is, am I going to end up losing my money? It's kind of like, Patrick, you and I have talked about this so often. It's kind of like putting money into a stock market. Sometimes people say, well, gosh, the market's down right now. And the people said, well, you only lose if you pull it out right now.
Right.
Wait the time out. And so that's what we tell people, just because you didn't get a doctor today, a week after you got through with your training doesn't mean that you're not going to get a doctor. So just hang in there. And we're going to coach you right along, be right there with you throughout the whole process. But we're going to talk about different things about, what's going to make you successful, because that's what people really need to know about, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for people who want to be successful, not the people that are going into this thinking, how am I going to lose? It's kind of like going to a football game and asking the coach, are we going to lose today?
Right.
So one of the questions that people kind of look at here, I thought as I was putting this together, I'm going to ask you this question right here, Patrick. So Patrick, one, I fell right off the bat because doctors have their own billers.
I'm laughing because that's exactly what I thought in my own head back when Linda was doing the billing. And we were thinking about just building it, as a business, because we had this one client, but we wanted more, of course. And so as we were talking about that, I was thinking, man, don't doctors have their own billing software? They have their own people in the office that can do it. Why would they outsource that to somebody like myself? And then I realized that they can spend about, twice as much money doing it in-house. That's
Absolutely.
one good reason not to do it in-house. But of course, there's many others too. Our licensees, of course, get paid a percentage of everything that's brought in, everything they collect from the insurance companies, Medicare, and even the patients. They get a percentage of that. Somewhere it's between 4 and 8% usually. And so that's one big reason, but there's lots of other reasons too, as we'll cover today.
You bet. Well, I thought before we get started in how do I start a business that won't fail, why don't you kind of go through this comparison chart here real quickly, Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, starting up here at the top, we base this chart on doing 100 claims per week. Now, that could be for one doctor or 3 doctors, it doesn't matter. But the point is that they're each one valued at about $150 per visit. Nowadays, that's pretty accurate for a visit to a doctor for just about anything. Times 52 weeks, times 7%. Now, we're using 7% here because that's the most common percentage that we hear from our business owners that they're charging the doctor. So as you can see, based on that, if you do the math there, you'll see that the doctor would be paying you, the outsourcing person, about $54,000 a year. So folks, you could earn $54,000 a year doing 100 claims per week. Now, Eric, we find this hard to convey to people, but that could take them as little as an hour to a day.
Right.
So
absolutely.
And then, of course, there are other things that the doctor would pay if he kept it in-house. He would pay for, let's say, 1.5 people doing it at $22 an hour. That's 50, is that 66,000? Yeah.
68,000.
Thank you. I need to blow this up on my screen here. Payroll taxes, they got workers' comp errors and omissions, insurance, training costs, temp costs for when somebody goes on vacation, employee benefits, hardware, software, IT support. So the bottom line is the doctor could be paying as much as $95,000 a year to do the very same thing that you could do for the doctor for $54,000 a year.
Absolutely. And we've shared on some of the other past webinars, Patrick, that 25 cents out of every dollar that the doctor spends on medical billing, he never even sees. So, it's amazing that a lot of folks kind of go into this business. Well, why would I even get into medical billing? Aren't doctors already doing their own billing? The answer to that is yes, they are. And we're going to show you a chart here in a little bit. It's called a practice analysis. We'll show you a little bit about that, but how you can take that practice analysis and do something very similar to what we did here and show this comparison that if the doctors were keeping it in-house versus outsourced, or if they even had it outsourced to somebody else, how much more money that you can help them earn while you're making your money there. And folks, again, there's a lot said in this one chart before I go to the next slide here. But if you can see this, if you had 2 doctors at this rate that we're talking about already, you're already over $100,000. So everybody's trying to figure out, if I could work for myself, make a 6-figure income, how could I do that? We're showing that to you right now. Probably take you less than about 4 hours a day of actually doing that work. So, that if you're looking for a return on your investment, Patrick said that the investment here is $28,990, so right at $29,000. With one doctor, you can get that back within a year. You could probably get that back shorter if you had ended up with 2 doctors there. So there's a lot to be said within that one little chart. So, okay, so Patrick, let's talk about how do I start a business that won't fail? So I put together a little success plan, very 1, 2, 3. Here that we can kind of go through here today. And the 3 are: don't reinvent the wheel. How many people have come through American business systems, Patrick, and said, you know what, I know probably a little bit more than ABS does, and they never get a doctor.
Right.
We just tell them, go back to what we've taught you, and they do it.
Yeah.
Number 2, have the right product. And number 3, have the right training and support. And so that's what we're going to kind of walk with you through today. Patrick, when I was typing in and doing a little research on what it meant to reinvent the wheel, I found this from Webster Dictionary. It says to waste time trying to do something that has already been done successfully by someone else.
Yeah, and I don't know why that is, Eric, but we do have people. I mean, I've interviewed a lot of our licensees, and you can see them out there on our YouTube channel. We'll point you to that a little bit later here in the webinar. But the point is, if you listen to some of those webinars, you'll hear some of them say exactly what I'm about to say to you. And that is, Patrick, we went to your training, we went through it, we thought it was great, but we thought we would try a few things on our own that we thought might work better. And we didn't get a client for 60, 90 days. And then we came back and thought, well, what are we doing wrong? And when we asked your support department, they asked us if we were doing exactly what we'd been taught. And we said, well, no. So when they do that, then they go back out and find that it really does work. So,
right.
Yeah, don't reinvent the wheel in this or any business.
Yeah, this one or any business, because apparently, again, if you're looking at joining into a franchise or a business opportunity, they already have a plan for success, and so does ABS. And it all starts with all these different services that you have here, Patrick. Everything from what's called virtual care to obviously billing to services for coding and all of that. Kind of just walk us through a little bit about this, what you and your team has been able to put together.
Yeah, Eric, I forget which one of these came along first. I think it was probably Quick Collect, but anyway, that is a service that they can offer to doctors. Again, all these are optional. You don't have to offer them, but if you do, and they take you up on it, they start paying a fee, and you actually can collect the money that the patients owe without being a collection agency. It's all done automatically online. There's no phone calls to make. It's just totally automated. But the point is, that came along because doctors were telling our business owners, look, I know you're collecting from Medicare and the insurance companies for me, but I do have patients that haven't paid. Doctors don't collect but about half of all the money that they bill to patients. You know that, Eric.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what we went after. And of course, the licensees loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got all these different services. A lot of these services, again, came out of needs that our licensees, our business owners found with their doctors, and they've come back to us and said, "Hey, can y'all help me get this?" Obviously, because we can be attached to all these different technology partners, as you can see right here again, right here. We can go out and meet people and find people, and a lot of times they're already coming to us about certain things. So we've got the support that you're going to need there. Part of not reinventing the wheel, excuse me, I came up with 8 different topics or 8 different things to think about that's very important in a success plan. Obviously, you need a successful marketing, you need successful support, contracts, you need a successful training, demos. We're going to talk to you about that, tools, proposals, and coaching. So I figured, Patrick, we'll just kind of tackle one of these one at a time. And I want to first start off with one of the things that I think ABS has always done right, and that is in the area of marketing and marketing material.
Yeah, we've spent, gosh, over $100,000, I know, Eric, developing all the marketing materials we have. This is just some of them. These are just flyers, but as you can see, they're very professionally produced. They're all in full color on slick, glossy paper. You can actually have your name and company name printed on these. All these services, by the way, are all optional. When I say optional, you don't have to offer anything but medical billing to doctors. But if a doctor asks about a certain thing that we happen to have in our toolbox here, then you can offer this and make money on these. It sometimes opens doors to doctors that maybe they think their billing is in good shape and they don't want to talk to you about that, but they have a problem with coding, for example. So we have a code write service that we can offer to them, where certified medical coders on our staff actually take care of the doctor's coding needs. But again, you make money on all these, so they're wonderful for you. But the great thing is, Eric, this is why we don't charge anything after somebody pays that initial licensing fee of $29,000. They never pay us another dime, never, for anything, because we make a few pennies on all of these services.
Absolutely. Yeah. And again, people, if you didn't catch that, ABS never charges you another dime for support or anything else that goes along, or even new products or services that come on board, because we've already made arrangements with a lot of these that they pay us for utilizing those services. So that's how we keep your support going for a full lifetime. And talking about support, that's another aspect of not reinventing the wheel. And Patrick, one of the things that ABS has, as you well know, is a licensee support site. And I figured that now is a good time for us. Let's go take a look at that. I'm going to put this up here so that everybody can kind of see what the support site is all about. And as I kind of go through this, Patrick, why don't you just talk through this licensee support site?
Yeah, Eric is actually live on our support site. Now, of course, he's already logged in. You'll have a login to it. But folks, here's the news section, for example. We post things on here on a regular basis. You can scroll down in time to go back in the past and see everything that we've posted. We never take anything off of this. So there's literally dozens and dozens of things that you can go and browse and read about because we're announcing things all the time to our group. Then, of course, under services there, you've got all those services that you just saw. Every one of those has videos, documents, agreements, marketing materials, all the necessary things that you need. There's Compliancy Guard, for example. And as you can see, we've got a video where we did a webinar on that. Most of these webinars are an hour or more long, and they will go in depth into this. Now, you'll have all of this presented to you in your initial training modules, which is done online. Once you've signed up, you'll actually set up a schedule with your trainer and go through it online through a Zoom meeting and one-on-one with a live instructor. And these instructors have all been not only trained to be instructors, but they are running their own medical revenue management business themselves. So it's just great information. This is just one of those services. But as you can see, we've got tools, and I forget what all some of the tools there, but boy, I better blow this thing up. I can't even see that. There we go.
Showing a little bit about marketing with the books there, the tools, the different tools that are there, the presentation folders, the agreements. We're going to talk about that a little bit in a moment, about all of your agreements that you're going to have, and downloads. It's all there for you. So folks, every resource that you think that you're going to need, more medical billing training, that's in addition to your live training that you're going to have. We've got some more training videos that are down in here as well. So we've got just about everything covered underneath this one thing here. And Patrick, just access to this alone is probably worth close to the $29,000 already because of all the information that's on there and the support that's on there.
Oh yeah, there are hundreds of hours of training videos on this site. And of course, it's available 24/7 to you anytime that you want to log into it and review things, or maybe train some sales reps or pass it on to somebody else. Maybe your spouse gets involved in the business. They want to learn some things. It's always there for you to access anytime you want to.
You bet. Now, keeping with that same theme, going through this, we talked about their proposals. Patrick, all this is kind of in a templated form already. And I think you've had attorneys review this for medical billing companies, for other billing companies. And so all of the legalese type things that are in these proposals are ready for a brand new business owner to share with a doctor.
Yeah, again, we've spent a lot of money on doctors, attorneys, and just having all this developed. It's very expensive to start a business, as everybody on here knows. And yes, could you do all this on your own? Probably, if you had enough time and unlimited money.
Yeah, absolutely. Because everybody's liking to get here going, how fast can I get my first client? Imagine you trying to put all of this together and try to get a client. And that's why you enter into a business opportunity or a franchise to go with this. And plus, again, all the contracts, the service agreements, which includes in the medical terminology, what's called a business associates agreement, some of the things that you're going to need. We talked about the training just real briefly. Patrick, I love to talk about this real quickly because what we've been able to do now, even pre-COVID, we were doing online training, but we used to do in-person training, which was fun in and of itself because we used to have people come in and go to a big hotel room, stay there for 5 days.
Yeah.
But boy, having this training online now has really been a big success for us here at ABS.
Yeah, it fits today's lifestyle. So
Yes.
You don't want to have to make arrangements and pay for a flight and arrange for babysitters and a hotel. This is the way it goes nowadays, folks. And you're going to love it because, again, you're taught by people who are running their own medical billing business, just like you're going to be. And so they're teaching you exactly what really works in the real world out there. Could Eric and I do the training, me and some of my staff and my son? Yes. But why would you want to learn from somebody who's not really in the business day to day like these people are? Now, our support people happen to be owners as well. So they run their own business. And so when you contact our support people, you're talking to somebody who really is in medical billing themselves. And so they can answer from their own experience, as well as, of course, all the behind the scenes knowledge that we give them.
Thinking about not reinventing the wheel again, one of the great things that we do are live demonstrations to help you market your business to the doctors. Patrick, you want to share a little bit about that? And I'm actually going to open that licensee support site again because I wanted to show people that that's really there on the live site there. So go ahead and talk about this real quickly.
Yeah. So what this means, folks, is this. When you're talking to a doctor, we teach you to engage the doctor and the office manager to the point where they want to see the actual system that you're going to be using, because you're going to give them access to it. If you want to, that's up to you, but you can give them a login to the system so they can see certain parts of it. Now, not everything, you can hide things from them, of course, but for their reports and their management of their money and their billing, all that's available to them. So we do webinars, demos like this live with your prospective doctor. You'll see here, as Eric's going to show you, that on the site, you'll be able to sign up for that live demo. And there it is right there. It's going to teach you exactly how to do that there. Once you've signed up online and pick the date and time that the doctor suggested that would be good for them, we check with our demo people. We lock one of them in, and they show up and we show up, and you can show up as well. You can be on there to watch everything we do, everything we say, all the questions that are asked, we answer them, but you get to hear the answers to all those as well. So once you've done all this online, it's just completely automated. And folks, we are signing up about 1 out of every 2 doctors that actually take time to watch this demo because they're so impressed by it, aren't they?
Absolutely. And folks, you can see that. Look, this is done by our professional system presenters at NextGen and ABS for ABS licensees. As Patrick says, it's done through an online meeting over the web. And this is what we do. We this is included with what you get as part of being a business owner here at American Business Systems. And so if you're looking at a way not to fail, to have a business that will not fail, you need to make sure that you making sure that you understand that we're here to help you and hold your hand throughout the entire process. Eventually, could you do the demonstrations? I'm sure you can. But why would you do that? Because again, even people that have been with us a long time still like for us to do the demonstrations for you.
Well, it makes them seem like they're bigger than just one person working out of their spare bedroom. You have a team of people. And
yes.
What you talk to them about is I have one of our demo people that will set this up with you, and I'll be on there with you, but you'll be able to see the whole thing and ask questions. It's absolutely worth thousands and thousands of dollars. Each one of these demos, Eric, we should be charging at least $1,000 to do them because they lead to clients that can make our licensees, our business owners, lots and lots of money. But Absolutely. It's all included. We don't charge for this, and we never will. That's our promise to everybody, that once you've paid your one-time lifetime licensing fee of $29,000, that's it. You will never have to pay us another dime for anything. Go ahead, ask in the question box what you'll have to pay for anything. You can mention support, user seats, software upgrades, any of that. Or you can just tell us that you just came in from walking your new puppy. Like Brian did.
Absolutely. And plus, on top of the demos, again, all the professional tools that you have here, Patrick, again, we've got the books. We've talked about that. We're going to talk a little bit about that more in detail. But all the flyers that you get to put your name, your logo on, printed on there. It's not going to be a little sticker, because we customize these directly for you and your company. You just get us the logo and everything else. We put that on there. And then all these different templates for your website has already been pre-built. And again, all we need is a logo and your name and a contact place for you to put that in. We try to make this as easy as a success plan as you can, because a lot of people, folks, when they start a business, they fail at making sure that they got the right equipment, the right marketing materials, and then at the very end, the right website. And so how to start a business that won't fail, you got to have all these elements to it. ABS has all in one package.
Yeah, I just circled there. Those images there, even though they're small, those are actual website templates that you get to pick from. I think there's about a dozen of them actually. But anyway, we're just illustrating here that you do get a professional website that could cost you $2,500 to $5,000 to develop, because it's got all the information about all of our services. It has a built-in email, so you'll get responses as people fill in inquiry forms. All of that's included, folks, in your package. We've got all these postcards that are an automated online postcard mailing system that does all the follow-up for you automatically. We've spent, again, a lot of money on these things. And could you create them on your own? Of course. But why?
Right. Yeah. Brian's asking, please confirm the dollar amount associated with additional marketing materials. Is it bundled, custom price? If you need additional marketing materials, it's really just at the cost. We don't make any money on the books. The books can range from about $3 to $5 a piece. Again, we sell them on Amazon for $24, $25 a piece. Marketing materials, if you need like a new bundle of iClaim flyers, I think it's I don't know, 10, 15 bucks. I don't even know what it is anymore, Patrick. But
well, they literally ordered it right there on our licensee support site that you just,
correct.
And it's at the cost I mean, you're going straight to our printer. We don't even get
Right.
any, commission or anything on that.
Yeah, it's not like a franchise where you have to buy it directly from us and then we mark it up to get it back out to you. That's not the way that it is. So we want to make sure you have everything that you need. Also, in not reinventing the wheel, why would you want to reinvent the wheel when you've already got people who've already been there and can kind of help coach you along through everything? Talk about a great success plan through this organization called MERMA, the Medical Revenue Management Association of America, also has all of this part here to to help you get that success there.
Yeah, go out to, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the logo in the upper left-hand corner is MRMA, MRMAA.org, O-R-G, and browse around there a little bit. Look at the advisory board. You'll see some CEOs of some large companies that are, some of them partners with us, others are just famous in the healthcare field, and they basically are there to support you through, MRMA.
Yeah, absolutely. So it just kind of a quick review when we're talking about don't reinvent the wheel. You don't need to reinvent the wheel for marketing. So anybody that's coming in already that has a sales background, leave it at the door. You don't bring in your sales techniques over here. You're going to be able to adapt what we teach you to help you be able to do that. Support, contracts, training, demos, tools, proposals, coaching. We all have that for you as your first part of your success plan. All of that's there for you. Number two, you got to have the right products. And I think what I'd like to share here again, Patrick, is there has to be some differentiation out in the marketplace.
Right.
And the iClaim EMRX platform, as we'll show you here, is going to have that differentiation. Plus, on top of that, wouldn't it be nice to know you've got more technology behind you than just one piece of software? There is another company out there that kind of competes with American Business Systems, and they've got a piece of software, and that's about all they have. So that's basically what they're selling you. A little bit of training, a little bit of support that goes along with that, but they do not have the technology partnerships that an American business has. So you talk about differentiating yourself out in the marketplace, you're going to have all of this behind you.
Yeah, they try to make it like, well, if you don't have your own software, then you wouldn't be as successful. But the fact is, folks, that if you go with a company that has written their own software, by the way, they wrote it about 26 years ago, and it looks like it was written 26 years ago for Windows. That's all it runs on is Windows. It's not truly cloud-based at all, even though they've got some pieces now that you can plug in and make it seem like it is. Ours is completely cloud-based, so that's why you can run it on an iPad, as shown here. You can run it on a tablet, a smartphone. It really doesn't matter as long as your device connects to the internet. And of course, you have all these other advantages that we have showing here that separate you from others. You have to stand out in today's world. And by having all these other technology partners behind us, even if ABS went out of business, folks, we're just a training and support company when it boils it down to it. If we went out of business and we owned our own software, you'd be out of luck, right? At that point. With these other companies behind us who've been around for 50 years that have billions of dollars invested in this, they will want to keep you as one of their customers because you become partners with them, just like we are once you join ABS.
Absolutely. And folks, ABS has, whenever it comes down to the billing system alone, so I'm going to kind of go in a little bit of detail right now for those that want to kind of have the technical side of it. How does ABS system separate itself from a software system that you have to load in your computer, and then you have to do all your updates and upgrades and have your own security? Listen, everything's in the cloud now. I mean, even if you go try to get down, if you use Adobe at all or Microsoft Windows or Microsoft Word and all that is downloadable now. It's all in the cloud. And so why not have your billing software that's locked away, it's secure, it's in 2 different major locations. So folks, that's what you need to have. So, but the thing about it is, and so pay attention here if you don't mind. I know we're at the bottom of the hour. We've got about 20, 20 minutes left here. But iClaim and EMRX. The iClaim is the billing system. The EMRX is the electronic medical record system. You see down below it, it's got a patient portal. So you think, okay, I've heard about all this already. Most doctors have this. But if you kind of come all the way over to the four corner over there on the bottom left-hand corner, it also has its own clearinghouse. This is where we differentiate ourselves from all others, because ABS with the iClaim system has its own software that's, again, it's a cloud-based billing platform and a cloud-based electronic medical records platform. But again, really what separates everything else from out there is that we have our own built-in clearinghouse. This clearinghouse is a real differentiator out there. If you've got a piece of billing software that you have to go get and you have to load it on your computer, then what you're going to have to do is connect that through a third-party clearinghouse. You do not have to do that with our system. That's the advantage. So with all of that said, which includes the patient portal, I'm going to put up this last little slide here. You can see here, everything is connected. There's nothing that's third party out there. So your patient portal, what the doctor uses as their EMRX or the electronic medical record system, and the billing system and the clearinghouse is all under the umbrella of NextGen. That's all underneath there, powered for you, that whenever you're processing a claim, it's going directly to the insurance companies, which means two things. You've got lower claims that are rejected, and the doctors are getting paid within 7 to 14 days. Now, that's significant out there in the billing world.
Well, yes, and because our clearinghouse checks to make sure that the claim is as humanly possible, I should say as AI as possible, it looks at the claim and makes sure that it's ready to go to the insurance company. Before we send it, it's scrubbed, they call it.
Right.
And that just means, folks, that the rejection from the insurance companies or Medicare is going to be much, much less than it would be if it had to go through a third-party clearinghouse company, which all other systems that we know of have to do that, not ours. Right. Ours is the only one. That means that instead of the 20 to 30% rejection rate that you'd get on other systems, our business owners see less than 2%.
You're right.
On their initial submission of those claims. 2% rejection.
You bet. All right, so folks, as we're kind of getting ready to wrap up here, the last thing that you need to have as part of your success plan is have the right training and support. Because we've already gone through, again, what was the don't reinvent the wheel, have the right product, and now you better have the right training and the right support. Patrick, I think a lot of people think this question right here: should I find leads before I start ABS?
Yeah, we get that a lot. People think, well, should I do some marketing? Should I test this out? Should I talk to my own doctor first and make sure that he's okay with it or what he thinks about it? Folks, those are the kinds of things that rookies make, mistakes that rookies make. They don't realize that by doing that, first of all, you're ruining if you do have a possible lead with your own doctor, you might ruin it because you don't know the answers to the questions yet until you've gone through our training, right? And the other thing is, if you had leads, these wouldn't be doctors that are ready to sign up. There's no such thing. If somebody says they're going to give you leads, they're going to give you a list of doctors in your area, and they may or may not be interested in outsourcing their billing.
That's right. And so what we're saying here with this little graphic here is that, let's say that you try to go out there and try to find some doctors right now. Before you've gone through training, if without knowing the terminology, without knowing some of the things that's going to be key, without having a practice analysis in front of you, you're going to burn up leads. You're going to make yourself not look credible. And so we just tell everybody, hang on. If you've got a list of leads or some people you want to go after, wait until during or after training, because during the training now, you're going to have some exercises that your trainer is actually going to teach you and show you, start doing these things. And so then you start utilizing those potential leads. Because the first thing you're going to learn is, especially about the terminology, one of the first terminology things that you're going to learn outside of this webinar is RCM. What is revenue cycle management? Patrick?
Well, that's why when you graduate our training, you get a certificate that says you're a medical revenue manager. That means you're managing all of the medical revenue that comes in through the cycle that's inside the doctor's office. That includes the claims preparation, which of course you'll be doing, the submission of those claims, the claims management, handling the claims once they're submitted, and the reporting back to the doctor. Once you have learned exactly how to do these four pieces of the puzzle, folks, you'll know more than 99% of all the office managers out there and doctors. They don't know near what you think they know.
Right, right. So we're going to teach you some of the terminology that you're going to know. What is CMS? CMS is the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services. We're going to teach you all these different things that you're going to need to know about what's a diagnosis code versus the billing code or the procedure code. So we're going to teach you all of that during this training. You need to know some of this terminology before, again, you start going out there and marketing on yourself so that you don't get lost in the weeds. But plus, what you're going to learn during that training is how to complete something that has been a success already. Part of not reinventing the wheel is staying with the program and doing what's called a practice analysis. And then when you get that information, you're going to put it on what's called a practice revenue report. Now, I'm going to blow that up here in just a second, but Patrick, let's first talk about what this questionnaire is all about.
Yeah, we came up with this a few years ago, and we started adding more questions to it. I think it's 3 or 4 pages now, Eric. But
Right.
These are questions that we give you to ask the office manager before you see the doctor. Or you can set and ask these to the doctor. Some doctors will know the answers to these questions, some won't. But once you've gone through this and collected this information, then you come back to the office, your office, and prepare what we call the practice revenue report.
I'm going to put that up there. So I kind of blew this up here. So what you see current, projected, and then projected money impact on the practice. So let's start at the top. That first part right there is what's currently going on through that doctor's office. You know, they're seeing, this one's seeing 300 claims a month or 300 patients a month. Their average claim is $100. The approximate rejected rate is 25%. It can be that high. So you can see, you drill it all down, their monthly net out of all that was $17,500. You go, well, that's not too bad. But we can project that if we can lower that rejection rate down to 2%, include our monthly collection fees, their projected net is going to be $27,702. Well, that's an additional $10,000 a month, a 58.3% monthly increase to that, another $120,000 increase through the year. So when you're thinking about, gosh, I'm not a really good salesperson, but I'm telling you, if you can ask questions, get those answers, put them in here and show the doctor, and then let us do this demonstration for you, you're not selling anything.
No, this does all the selling for you, folks. And the great part of this is you don't really have to be a mathematician. This is all just plug and play. You take the answers that you got from the practice analysis, plug them in here, and the numbers just calculate automatically for you. And you print this out, you take it to the doctor as a part of your proposal, along with some brochures and a cover letter and a nice cover. And once the doctor sees this on their own, if they're a smart doctor, they'll say, you know what, how can we go wrong? What if this guy is 50% wrong?
Right.
I still would like another $60,000 a year.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the next little section here. Again, we've already talked about MIRMA again, but again, MIRMA has everything that you need. Again, they're the group that once we tell them, once you've gone through our training and someone's asking the question, how long does training take? There's 10 modules. You've got 30 days to go through that 10 modules. So if you want to go through it in a week or a couple of weeks, you've got at least that length of time to get that training in. So, but once you've completed that, then the trainer lets MIRMA know, and they are the ones that actually certify you as that certified medical revenue manager.
Right. And they have access to all the trainings that we've done so far as a company. These are just graphic images of some of the beginning of the videos of that we have for our licensees. There's page 2. Eric's kind of paging through so you can see there are just dozens and dozens and dozens of these things, folks, and they're all available to you 24/7 online so that you can just review all of this and learn, just continue learning. There's no end to what you can learn on all this stuff.
You bet. And again, just the support that you get. I mean, it's unlimited lifetime support. And it's with ABS support. Now, ABS support, the reason we have this graphic here is kind of to represent all of the ABS business owners out there. Because as Patrick mentioned, a lot of our business owners are part of our support. So let's say that you need help with a cardiologist. We have a licensee that works with cardiologists. If you need somebody that works with podiatrist, well, we've got licensees that work with podiatrists. So we've got all the different specialties out there covered through our ABS network that will help you with that. Then if you need technical support with each one of our technology partners, each of our technology partners has a specific group of support people just for American Business Systems.
Yeah, Eric and I went out to California and visited with NextGen. This is a picture we took of their support department. As you can see, it's huge. There are dozens and dozens of people that are available to train you and support you. Once you sign up a doctor, they'll hold your hand through the whole process. Folks, we've got you covered when it comes to the training of the support, because we know that that's important once you have spent your money and gone through the training.
You bet. And Patrick, one of the things that we did talk about is some of the books that you've written. Why don't you explain this book, how it helps them support them in getting their first, second, third, fifth client?
Yeah, you'll notice those arrows there are pointing to somebody's name. It says forward by Susan Smith, CMRM. Now, once you've graduated from our training, you'll be able to put those letters after your name as well. It stands for Certified Medical Revenue Manager. And this is just a fake name and a fake contact information. But as you can see, it's in the title page of the book. It's on the cover of the book. It's at the end of the forward. She's got her phone number, her email address, her web address. All of that, folks, is available to you as a licensee, and it's included in your licensing fee. I think we give you about 20 copies of this book. This is the one that sells for $24.95 on Amazon, and it's written by me and Dr. Vicki Rackner. So you've got instant credibility because your name is right there on the cover with us.
And then you have other books. This is a recent one that Adam and Dr. Rackner has done. But what are these things sticking inside of this book, Patrick?
Well, we teach you in our training exactly how to mark these books up. As you can see on the inside there, we teach you which pages to highlight, and then you stick these little sticky tags on there that you can get at any office supply. And boy, when the doctor gets this book, either in person or if you mail it to them, and they see those tabs, Eric, it's like magic. They will instantly flip to every one of those and just read those highlighted pages. By the time they've done that, they've already sold themselves that they need to talk to you, because they'll find some problem in there that we have the solution to.
You bet. Absolutely. Folks, we're getting ready to wrap this thing up. We've got about less than 10 minutes here. We're going to wrap it up here, just showing you again that you've got multiple streams of income. Yes, you can make money at billing, supporting the doctor through an EMR system. But again, we have all these other different services. So make sure that you get back with the person who invited you to the webinar today and have them go through each one of these. And one of the things that we've talked about earlier already is that one of the things that ABS does for you once you become a licensee is to do a demonstration of the software. So another way for you to really get to know about who we are, what we do, is ask the person that invited you to bring you to the webinar today, schedule a demonstration, a live demonstration with them. Get your partner, your business partner, your spouse, whoever you might be going into business with, and schedule a demo with them. They'll do that for you before you spend a dime here. So you're going to want to make sure that you do that. But really, again, in the last part, what you're really getting here is being part of the nation's largest network of medical billers. And Patrick, that is something, a credibility, a credit to you, your family, what you've been able to put together, and then all the business owners here at American Business Systems. When we get to talk with them, which I think you're doing an interview next week with one of them. Am I correct?
Yes, that's right. Mike Jones, he's one of our recent business owners that signed up recently, and he's going to share with us how he's already got his first client. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So you can be able to talk with those folks. So Patrick, again, just kind of laying out this in a systematic format as we kind of start wrapping things up here. Again, a success plan, whether it's with American business systems or not. This is across the board. Don't try to reinvent the wheel of the business that you're getting into. Make sure that you're working with the right products. Make sure that you've got a differentiator within your product or service. And again, make sure that you have the right training, the right support that you need to make sure that you have here as you kind of go through this. So hopefully we've been able to help everybody understand of how do I start a business that won't fail. So if there's any other questions, Patrick and I are going to kind of watch this, but we also want to kind of take you through some of your next steps. But before we do that, one of the ways that you can help guarantee yourself that you won't fail is take advantage of the 100% money back guarantee in that 30-day period. Patrick, why don't you talk about that real quickly?
Yeah, look, folks, I don't know of, I really don't know of any other business opportunity licensing package like ours or franchises that offer a guarantee, a money back guarantee. Now, why that is, I'm not sure. Maybe they don't want to give their money back once you've given it to them, but this is honestly something I came up with because I thought, you know what, if we have what we say we have, why wouldn't we tell them, if you don't think it's what we said it was going to be, then ask for your money back? And we've had that happen, Eric, as you know, a handful of times in the past few years for various reasons. But the point is, folks, that we are pretty sure that what we've got is something that you'll want to continue with once you've gone through it. Now, here's how you can fail. Sign up with any other company for any other business that's out there or franchise that because they don't have a money back guarantee, you could fail. The way you fail is you send money to somebody over the internet and all of a sudden, once you've gone through the training, you don't like it for any reason, you can't get your money back. It's a done deal. It's done. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So that's one way to keep from failing is to do business with a company that believes in what they do.
Yeah. You can just go through the training, hit the ground running, take your list of leads that you may have, start doing some of that stuff as you're going through this, so just do what you need to do there and, make that decision even within 30 days. So the first step that you need to do from after this webinar is to download or get the download of our research guide. Patrick, you want to share a little bit about what this research guide is all about?
Yeah, we decided instead of just overwhelming you on our website with information, we would put a lot of good information here, proprietary information, into a PDF document that you see here. It's 65 pages long. So it's got more information that's actually than is on our website. Our website doesn't have 65 pages. But we wanted to give you something that you could browse through, you could print it out, or you could share it with any friend or relative or somebody, a consultant, because you wanted to share our business with them. It gives you some very good information. You get that by asking your ABS rep for that.
Yeah. Patrick and I have done a few webinars in the past. I think over 10 years worth of webinars. They're all archived out there on youtube.com/YABS. Go check out those. We've done other webinars talking about, how people have failed. We've done that. We've talked about, the system. You can listen to other people out there.
Eric, there's actually over 100 webinars now in interviews that I've done with our business owners. So if you want to hear the real poop, you got to go and listen to these interviews, because some of them, say things that I wouldn't have said, but it's just the raw facts about how they built their business. Some of them took longer than others. Some of them got their first client in the first 30 days. Some of them have an ROI on their investment with us in the first 6 months. You need to listen to those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, by the way, if you're not sure who your ABS rep is, there's our phone number right there. You can call that anytime. Well, 9 to 5 Texas time, or you can email us there at info@absystems.com and just ask us who is my rep. I'm not sure who it is. It's the person that sent you the email inviting you to this webinar.
You bet. Yeah, and we just talked about that reference list. So give these folks a call. You can listen to them on the web on our webinars that we've done with them, and again, just ask your rep that you're working with here to say, I want that list of Tim or Susie or whoever it might be out there, and I want to chat with them. I heard them on the webinar. I want to talk with them in person, and that's I mean, what else can we do for you? I mean, we try to give you all the information, and I mean, you can listen to Patrick and me all day long. I know we're such a great entertainment, for an afternoon on a Wednesday. We're your best entertainment, but
Yeah. Hey, wake up, wake up. There's
yeah.
probably going to sleep about this webinar, Eric.
Absolutely. We're about done. Again, I've already mentioned about the demonstration. Get with your ABS rep here and sign up and have them do that. And then Patrick,
wait, before you go on, Eric, let me make that
yeah,
clear. If you haven't seen our system, you got to get back with your rep and say, I want a guided tour, one-on-one, hold me through the system, and let me see how your software works. And then you can ask all the questions you want about it.
You bet. Yeah. Get the purchase agreement too while you're at it. Take a look at that. It's a whopping 4 pages long. If you've looked at other franchises, you know, the introduction is 4 pages long.
I've seen franchise agreements 40 pages or more. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, this is a simple business. There's nothing complicated about it. We include in this document, of course, everything that's included in your package for your fee. It talks about the lifetime support. It talks about the money back guarantee. That's all spelled out for you. And so just ask for that, and they'll send that to you, of course, by email.
And then get your funding together and get your training scheduled. I mean, again, remember, you have a 30-day money back guarantee. So there's really not a lot to risk. The only thing that you're risking is not doing it. And so you don't have to travel anywhere. You can do it from home, do it after hours.
We'll put you in contact with, the instructor that's going to actually do your training. And you can get online with them on a Zoom meeting or a phone call and just set up your training schedule, because there's 10 modules. They each take about 90 minutes, depending on the questions that you ask, of course. And so you can set that up with that instructor one-on-one to make sure it fits your schedule. Eric, thanks for putting this together. I don't think anybody could fail if they follow these guidelines, could they?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can be a success just like anybody else can be a success. And one last question here. Brian's asking, what is the ETA we promise to submit daily claims? If same day will work after office hours? Yes. The question is yes, you can work obviously after hours. Sometimes people do this, part-time. They may have a full-time job during the day and do some billing in the evening. So it doesn't have to be done during the day, but
it doesn't have, the claims don't have to be submitted that day.
No.
If you submit them within 24 hours, that's generally very acceptable to the doctors. They're going to get their money faster in our system than they would in any other system anyway. So it's a win-win for them.
You bet, folks. All right, we're going to put this last slide up here. So if you need to get in contact with us, give us a call, 866-565-8413. Give us a ring there or send us an email at info@absystems.com. Patrick, thanks for joining me this afternoon.
Yeah, thanks for putting it together, Eric. Hey, folks, just take a screenshot of this screen if you want these steps step by step. Oh, look at the hearts and the thumbs up that we're getting there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again, folks. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, everybody.